freaking Beatuses. Today we're going to be taking a look at the Transformers Revenge of the Fallen Voyager class long haul. I don't have the instructions nor the card back or the back to the box because it's all in storage. I'm moving. So I'm going to review the few figures I have around, which are really only my first two movie figures. And I'm going to do long haul today. I decided long haul because we're getting new Constructicons and such. And long haul is one that I found very interesting from the reveals. It looks very, from the front, it looks very movie accurate. And he has the very chunky, stout nature of long haul from the movies. What bothered me, though, about it is that the back, we don't know if it's mistransformed or not, but the back is very bulky. It, is 4 inches from his back, and it looks very unpleasant, which is the complete opposite of this figure. It carries that kind of chunky nature that his robot mode usually would in his dump truck mode. This is a really cool dump truck. I have every version of long haul except for the Devastator version. I have the RPM, I have the Hunt for the Decepticons Legends, and the Devastator Legends. For a quick size comparison, here's Rampage from Revenge of the Fallen. Thumbs up if you remember when Rampage was yellow. His pistons don't ever want to work. But like the other Constructicons, he's kind of small. All the Constructicons kind of came off as small as their single individual release. I don't have the other two single released Constructicons, being Mixmaster and Demolisher. I just didn't get them due to the financial crisis of 2008. That was a big thing, so I couldn't really afford Demolisher. This was a present by my uncle for Christmas, 2009. Pretty cool. For features, he rolls, he's chunky, and he has a workable bed, which is cool because you don't really see that in dump truck Transformers. I don't even think the original G1 long haul can do this because his legs are together and it brings back the wheel section. So that's actually really quite cool. And you could fit a sizable amount of stuff in here. You could fit Rampage in here in his entirety, which is kind of cool. To transform him, it's kind of fiddly in this whole front section. Everything behind it is pretty easy, but this whole front section is kind of crazy. First, what you want to do is untab pieces of the bed and just move them out of the way. Unfold these parts here and move out the fist, and then unhinge this whole section and this part. So unhinge all of this. Then you're gonna come in here. So you don't want to put stress marks on these railings here. I already have some because I was a dumb little kid and pulled them from the railing. What you're gonna do is you're gonna stick your finger in behind here. I don't know if you see it. You're gonna stick your finger right in there and then kind of wedge your thumb up against this part and then just kind of push and kind of there. So if you can get one out, just move it out of the way and then move the other. Just split it like so. I always thought that looked cool. And this part pops off quite often. Just split it, then raise that section right there. Come in here, and it's all very tightly compact, and I really hate the way this works because of a hinge in here that you'll see later once I pull these out. Kind of bring out the legs that are hidden away in here, and then extend them out like so, and then straighten them out like that. So this part in here always scares me because it kind of twists and bends around when you put in these, when you're putting the bottom parts of the legs back in through this whole section in between his crotch and his back. It's just a very scary process. Now this might look complicated, but it's probably the least complicated of the Constructicons next to Demolisher. We're gonna rotate these legs all the way down until all this blue paint detailing is facing towards you. Come to the back, or just swivel these so that they're like this, and then come in here, and it has a series of hinges. And like I said before, you don't ever want to touch the railing because that'll just give you stress marks. Instead, come to this little piece of detail here and kind of bend it in. So just bend it over, and there's this little hole in here will tab into that peg right there. So just bring it around. Oh, and then it also has another joint where it's connected. So this little thing right there. So it has a series of joints that all have to work in conjunction. So that way you get this nice detail right there. Yeah. Okay, if I can get this to stand up straight. We're gonna unhinge, just extend out the foot, take the wheel and unpeg it from the side, and then just fold it down so it's on the side, on the side of the bottom of his, or the top of his foot. I'll just do the same here. And then come around here, tab all of this together, set it down. Then here is the part where he kind of becomes flimsy. These little pegs here are pretty weak. This is not something that comes with being almost a 10-year-old toy. This just is a result of poorly manufactured pegs that are slightly too small for this. So you're gonna peg it all together. Also, the weight of the figure kind of factors into that. Bring this piece down. This part in here could easily fit this peg right here, but it's meant for this one. So you can tab it in, but then it starts doing this weird thing here where it won't let the crotch peg in. So now it just kind of looks like a jumbled mess. Bring his arms all the way down. Okay, I rotate his arms and bring them down. And I've got 20% of battery left. Okay, bring those down. Come to the back section, or unpeg this wheel section from his chest, like that. And then bring it back. Now you kind of have this dumb looking thing. Split the wheels and then rotate them. You can rotate them however you want. I usually like them like that. And then come here, and then this back section is kind of up to interpretation. You can fold this in since it's on a hinge, and okay, that actually looks decent right there, the way it is. And there you have Avenger of the Fallen Long Haul in his robot mode. Now this thing is actually pretty cool. I think it's in Sabertron.com's top 5 movie figures list. I don't think I'd put it in the top 5, but it is a pretty good figure. It's a shame so many people decided to customize it into Onslaught, which I think was a foolish decision now that we're getting a new long haul. I thought it was just dumb because of, you know, if you're buying this figure on eBay or the secondhand market, it's pretty expensive, for around $70. So you're paying $70 to customize a figure that may or may not look good. So some people leave it up like that. I think Optibotomist does it like that in his review. Sometimes I like to hinge in this, or just bring all this up here. There we go. Bring all of that in like so. I kind of like that look, because he had a very compact design in the movie. But sometimes I'm scared of those hinges breaking in there. So the gimmick with this, he has a couple of them, if you look inside of that black section inside of his chest, when you move his head, it moves around. That's the Mechalive, which is kind of garbage Mechalive. And then this isn't really Mechalive, but I think it just looks cool. You can, like, when you move the foot back, this little kind of hydraulic piston moves around, which looks awesome. Then you can come around to his arms, and then much similar in the fashion of Revenge of the Fallen Optimus Prime, he has snap-out blades. I don't really understand how they snap out, but that's what the box always calls them. So these little blue buttons in here above the Decepticon symbol, when you press them, Energon swords come out. I wouldn't say, so these, they stay in a lot more and are less prone to snapping out than Revenge of the Fallen Optimus Primes. But I think they look a lot less cool, probably because he never used them in the movie. It's just concept art stuff. So they snap out, and they're just clear pieces of plastic. So, yeah. So you can, like, cut people up and stuff. So it's kind of cool, but whatever. I thought they were actually kind of cool, because I thought, ooh, a Decepticon has a sword and stuff. That's kind of neat. I know Megatron had a sword, but I had the Voyager, and having him up against Leader Prime was really uncomfortable. So I'd usually have this guy fight Optimus Prime, who I got around the same time. I got him for my birthday, and I got this for Christmas. And I just have him fight all the time because of the blades. So, yeah. For articulation, he's pretty articulate. Oh yeah, like I said, he's very slim compared to the Studio Series one. So for articulation, he's got soft ratchets in his shoulders that have a good range of motion, and since the wheels are articulated on this hinge up here, oh, you can't really see. Since they're articulated on that hinge, they can move around a lot. His wheels, of course, can move around a lot. He has a swivel at the lower shoulder, and then he's got elbow articulation that goes in. So he's like, come on, ladies, come on, come to Long Beef Hall, man, yeah. And then he's got some articulation at the hand. So you say, come on, sweetie, yeah, you got a fine keister. What am I doing with my life? And then he's got some rotation at the head. He can go all the way around, but it'll get stuck because of his mouth. And it'll hit the sides of here, and it'll just cause a mess. Then he's got some ratchet joints in his thighs. And then he's got a thigh swivel up here. And then he's got some, almost a double-bended, double-jointed knee because of the transformation. And then he's got knee bend, and then he's got some toe and heel action. So he's very articulated. I'd say all the Constructicons are pretty articulated. I only have 2 of them, but I've seen billions of reviews on them. So yeah, I guess I'll get to size comparisons with other Transformers. Okay, so for size comparisons, here he is with Revenge of the Fallen Rampage, and Rampage can't stand for shit. There you go. So, they look nice together. Just friends, for nards. But yeah, look at that. That's all hanging off of his back. That's why sometimes I hate this figure. It's a nice figure, though. And then, for the other size comparison, here he is with Revenge of the Fallen Leader Class Optimus Prime. If I can straighten them out. So, here they are together, and he comes up to about his waist, which is, you know, pretty good for, you know, average Voyager height when compared to Optimus Prime. So it comes up to about his waist, and then the Deluxe is about to his knee. Let's see. Yeah, about to his knee. So he comes up to his waist. So yeah, here's your size comparisons. So, final thoughts on long haul. Should you get him on a secondhand market? If you really love the Constructicons, like, if you love the Constructicons as much as I do, I think they're awesome. But, you know, that's kind of like every Transformer fan speaking. I love both the movie and the G1 Constructicons. I think they're really cool. So yeah, I'd say get him, because he's nice. But if you like Studio Series a lot, then go get him. I'm okay with Studio Series, it's fine, but I'm not collecting it as much as I am like with older Transformers, like Long Haul here. But yeah, I'd recommend him. He's pretty good. I give him a solid 9 out of 10. So as always, don't believe the news, don't believe the hype.